Hey! No thanks, I've just eaten. How often do you see horses on the streets of London these days? Yeah, not often. Did you know that in the late 1800s there were loads of us? We were everywhere.
Excuse me!
What are you playing at? Horses were employed to pull vehicles such as hansom cabs, the taxis of their day, as well as transporting goods from place to place on carts. Buses had to be pulled by 12 of us per day. We were very busy. We worked like dogs. Well, horses. Anyway, all these horses had to be stabled, which used up ever larger areas of increasingly valuable land. And as the number of horses grew, more and more land had to be devoted to producing hay to feed them rather than producing food for people. And this had to be brought into cities and distributed by, yes, horse-drawn vehicles. Thing is, horses can't be toilet trained, and there were no such things as horse toilets. So we went where we stood, and even when we were on the move sometimes. Cannon? Is there a royal occasion? No, mate. Horse and cart. Oh, I wondered what that smell was. See, some people think that the streets of London are paved with gold. Well, it depends on what you've been eating or drinking, I suppose.
Swim for your life!
As you can see, the streets were paved with something altogether less appealing back then. Here we go again. The humans had to bring in more horses to clear up after the working horses, but of course they made their own mess too, adding to the problem, which seemed unsolvable. Trouble is, all this dung also attracted a lot of flies, which then spread diseases across the cities. On hot days, the dung would dry out and get blown about by the wind, and on wet days, the dung would make the streets very boggy. So cities had to employ street cleaners to sweep up and dispose of the mess. In fact, the quantity of horse manure became a problem in cities all over the world. Tokyo, Amsterdam, Paris, New York.
Hey, don't leave it on the sidewalk. It wasn't me. Get out of here.
However, in 1901, we saw the arrival of the motor car. Problem solved. In fact, Westminster Council was so keen to encourage their citizens to adopt motor transport that they had a parade in Pimlico along the riverbank. How different that was to today's London.
Hoolas.
As we all know, the dawn of the motor vehicle created a whole new pollution problem. But that's another story. Oh, pardon me.
Ernest boots, he's very serious about his footwear. Ernest boots, and what he's trotting in, I wouldn't go there. Picking up the rubbish from me and you, picking up the rubbish like some folks do. Picking up the rubbish from me, not you. You're very, 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 very tidy too. Ernest boots, he's serious about street hygiene. Ernest boots, I'm quite particular about the routine. Picking up the rubbish from me and you, picking up the rubbish like some folks do. Picking up the rubbish from me, not you. You're very, 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 very tidy too. Coming behind you with something to do. Coming behind you with his a big fat broom. Hey, Ernest boots, we've had a bit of bother with the horses. Ernest boots, we're gonna have to toughen up resources. Picking up the rubbish from me and you, picking up the rubbish like some folks do. Picking up the rubbish from me, not you. You're very, 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 very tidy too. Tidy too. You're tidy too. Ernest boots, you should have been a posthumous something. Ernest boots, but they wanna put a statue in a dustbin. Picking up the rubbish from me and you, picking up the rubbish like some folks do. Picking up the rubbish from me, not you. You're very, 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 very tidy too. You're tidy too. You're tidy